Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Kira coming at you guys today with a video about some things that I've been wanting to talk about for a while. This video is going to be my top 3 most hated hyped books. Yes, my most hated hyped books. Now, if y'all been on my channel for a while, y'all know I don't really gravitate towards hype books. I read a lot of books that people don't really read or talk about. And I feel like most of the time I grab hype books, and for the ones that I've actually read since grabbing them, I was just like, how did this get so much hype? Like, I'm so confused. There were some books that were hype that I read that weren't that bad, so they didn't make the cut, fortunately. But there were 3 books on my bookshelf that I was just like, I hated these, and I do not understand how they got so popular. Now, I do have more books on my shelf that are hyped, so I'll probably be updating this video sometime in the future. I'm going to be doing this from my least hated to my most hated, which out of these 3, it's gonna be kind of hard. Don't hate me if these are your favorite books. I just could not get with them. Okay, so number 3 is The Couple Next Door by Sherry LaPena. Or is it Cherie? Cherie LaPena. This book was everywhere when it came out. It was everywhere. And I was like, you know what? Like, it sounds kind of juicy, a juicy little thriller. So maybe I'll actually like it. Like, no. So this is about a couple who just had a baby. I think the mom had like postpartum depression or something like that. Or did she? Am I thinking of another book? I think she had postpartum depression. Put in the comments if I'm wrong. It's about this couple who has a baby, and they have this couple next door that's like this really attractive couple. Like, they seem like they're perfect and they have everything. They don't have any kids, and they just drink wine and just that kind of couple. Y'all know what kind of couple I'm talking about. So they go to have dinner one night with this couple, and while they're at dinner, their baby goes missing because they left the baby in the next apartment. They take turns checking on the baby, and the baby goes missing. And so then it's like a whole like whodunit kind of thing to figure out like what happened to the baby, who took the baby, if anyone took the baby at all. I'm trying not to like, I'm trying to be like as vague as I can with the plot because I don't want to like spoil anything for anyone who hasn't read this before. But yeah, so that's basically the plot. Now, first of all, I didn't like any of the characters in this book. I cared about none of them. I didn't care about the husband. I didn't care about the wife. I didn't care about the other couple. I didn't care about the in-laws. I didn't even care about what happened to the baby. Like, I just literally didn't care. Like the fact that I honestly don't even feel like the mother was like that, like frantic about like finding the baby and what happened to the baby. She was just kind of like all over, or I remember her being kind of all over the place. The husband was getting on my nerves. The other couple, I don't even remember that much about the husband from the other couple, but the lady, she already wasn't a likable character at all. I feel like no one would like a person like that in real life because she just really just kind of into herself and like thinks she's perfect and everything. So I wouldn't like her anyway. But I was just like, I found myself just not caring about what happened to this family. Like, I literally did not give a rat's booty hole. I didn't care. And like, whenever we found out what happened to the baby, I was just like, I'm a character-driven person whenever it comes to like reading a book. Like, I care more about the characters than the actual plot. I care about the plot a lot, but I get into characters more, and whenever I like a character, it leaves a lasting impression on me for the book because I, get attached to characters. And I didn't care for any of the characters in this damn book. And then what happened at the end, I was kind of like, but I was just like, it just still wasn't like good enough for me to be like, oh, that was a great ending. Like, I just did not see what the hype was about this book. Like, I did not enjoy it, and I found myself like just trying to rush like through the book because I was just like, I don't care about y'all. I didn't like this. The next book, I had a very hard time trying to figure out which one of the last two that I was gonna pick, because I was like, which one of y'all do I hate the most? Like, I don't know which one of them I hate the most. It's like, it's very, very close, but the next one, the reason why I picked it is because it wasn't as hyped as number one. The next book is Behind Closed Doors by B.A. Paris. Now, whenever I read the blurb, it seemed like the perfect recipe for a good book. Like, it was basically about this couple who seems like really perfect and they have everything, but it's not all as it seems behind closed doors. And you know, like, it makes you think like someone's getting abused or whatever, and they look perfect on the outside. Well, that is a lot of what it turned out to be, but obviously it was that and more. Now, what soured this book completely was the irrational and just stupid ass MC. Like, I could not, she made it impossible for me to root for her. Like, cause she was dumb, like she was stupid. Like, I'm just sitting here like, there's so many things that she did in this book that I'm like, no one would do that in real life. Like, it just wasn't realistic. Like, I don't know if this is like considered like an actual spoiler or not. I mean, it kind of is, because I'm sharing something that wasn't in the blurb, but spoiler, put that on the screen, spoiler, okay? And I'm gonna put what time you can fast forward to, because this part was just like, I was like, she's dumb, like she's literally dumb. So there's one part where they're in another country, and I think it was their honeymoon or something, because he seemed all perfect. They got married like really, really soon. Well, they were staying at this hotel, and he leaves her in the hotel room, and the whole point was like, you stay here, you're not allowed to go anywhere. And she thought she was locked in the hotel room. Now, first of all, it's a hotel. How does someone lock you in? Now, I don't remember if there was like an actual key that because I'm like, what hotels are made like that? I've never been in a hotel in another country before, so I don't know. But I was just like, with the hotels I've been in, there's no way you can lock yourself in the hotel. Like, there's no way you can lock someone in the hotel room. So I was just so confused. But the thing that pissed me the hell off was she never even tried to open the door. All common sense out of the window. Out of the window. Like, how do you not even try to open the door? Even if you're in a room, let's say you're in an actual house where someone can lock you in the room, even then, you're still gonna try to open the door. Like, that's just common sense. Like, because you tend to be hopeful. Like, you're still gonna try to open the door. And she was just in the room like, oh my God, like, I'm trapped. Are you kidding me? And then come to find, he didn't even lock the door. Girl, you could have been gone. You could have been gone. I can't root for someone like that. I just can't. And then there's this other part where he got her a pet. He winds up killing the pet, and also makes her bury the pet. And she tries to like hit him with the shovel, and he overpowers her. And that was like early on in their marriage, like early on when he started, being like hella abusive. And she tries to hit him with the shovel. He overpowers her, and she never tries to do anything to him again, like ever. And I'm like, you tried one time to get physical with him, and that was it? Like, I think he knocked her out or something like that. Out of all the stuff that he did to this woman and put her through, I'm sorry, I'm going to fight again. Now, I guess I can't really speak on that because I've never been in like a captive type situation before. But my mindset right now is just like, there's some things that I'm just like, girl, I would have been fighting. Like, you gonna have to knock me out more than one time. Like, I'm sorry. But like, she just made it so freaking hard to like root for her because she was just dumb as hell. There was this friend, or she was more kind of like an acquaintance that had been over their house a few times. She was new to the neighborhood. Esther, that was her name, Esther. And Esther was the only like somewhat likable character in the book. You could tell that like she just really didn't put up with too much, and she could see through people, and she saw through their relationship. And like there's like I don't want to like continue to spoil the book. I'm done spoiling the book just in case y'all want to read it. But there was something at the end that happens at the very end that Esther was talking about with her. And I was so confused on how said thing changed and how Esther like really knew about it, unless I'm like forgetting something. But I was just like, how did that, like I was confused. Needless to say, I did not like this, and it just spoiled B.A. Paris's books forever. Like anytime like I see another book, I'm just like, by B.A. Paris, I'm just like, nope, I can't do it. If the MCs are gonna be like that, I cannot. Like, and then she came out with another book called The Breakdown, which looked almost just like this. I don't know if it was part 2 or if it was another book, but I was just like, nope, keep it. Okay, so that leads me to the final book in this mini countdown. To date, these are just my top 3 to date. There are gonna be some more later. I already know it. But to date, this is my most hated, hyped book.
Y'all thought
I made this number 1 because it was way more hyped than the books on this countdown. Probably the most hyped book of that year that it came out. I don't even remember what year. Number 1. I'm probably gonna get a whole lot of, probably gonna get some dislikes for this one, but it is what it is. My most hated book out of all the hype books that I've read, We Were Liars by E. Lockhart. I remember this book being so hyped. And the fact that it was YA, I was like, okay, maybe I could get with it, because at that time I was reading more heavy into YA than I was adult. And I didn't really recall hearing too much what it was about, unless I was just forgetting, because this was in everyone's booktube video back then. It was in everyone's video, everyone's haul, everyone's wrap-ups. Just, it was everywhere. So I was like, you know what? If everyone is saying this book is so good, like, here, just get it and check it out. Y'all, I hated this book. It's about this group of teenagers who I think they're all related in some kind of way. They all go to like this island for vacation like every summer, I think, because their families are like hella rich. And they all go to this vacation island, spend with their family for the summer, and something like really, really bad happens, and then they kind of stop doing the whole vacation thing or whatever. So first of all, didn't care for the characters, didn't care for anyone. I didn't care for their conversations. I found myself skimming over almost every conversation in this book, because I was like, what are y'all talking about? I was just like, what? Like, I just don't feel like people like really like have conversations like that. And then half the time I was just like, what are we talking about? I didn't feel like the conversations were conducive to the plot. Like, I was like, where is this going? Like, if the conversations aren't plot builders, I at least want them to like be relationship builders for the characters. But they weren't even that, because they were just completely pointless. They were pointless pointless conversations. And like, I was just skimming through it, and I was just like, me being a character-based person, a character-driven person, I don't like to be skimming through dialogue. Like, that composes the characters and their relationships so much, and I'm like, that's not okay. The further we get into the story, and the main character, like, she's basically like talking about like her family and the guy that she was like kind of having some kind of romantic situation going on with. She was like kind of talking about them. And at a certain point in the book, I was like, something about this seems a little weird. Like, something don't really seem right. Something seemed a little off. So I figured out the twist. I figured the twist out probably like 3/4 through the book. And I was just like, okay, I see where this is headed. And then whenever it said what happened, I felt like it was blown out of proportion. Like, what these kids did in the book, I feel like in real life, that would have been just so like overboard. Like, y'all did all of that for what? Like, the reasoning behind what they did wasn't strong enough to do something so drastic. And I was just like, then it wound up biting most of y'all in the ass. And I was just like, then it kind of messed her up a little bit. And I was just like, that was dumb. Like, there's no way I would do that because of said things. Like, no, are y'all crazy? At the very, very end of the book, like, it was like a little bit like sad because like she was getting her closure. It was like a little sad, but I was just still like, I just did not care, and I did not understand why this book was that freaking hyped. I don't know if it was because of the twist, like people were just like, they didn't see it coming, or like they were just so shocked by what the characters did and what was going on at the end of the book. But I was just like, I saw where it was headed, and then whenever it shared how it happened, I was just like, it just didn't make sense to me. It didn't make sense why y'all would do something so drastic over nothing. Like, it was totally unnecessary. And I'm just like, I hated this. I hated it. Wow, I just now realized after I dropped that it had like the lights and stuff. Like, I never realized that. It's cute. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'm sure I probably like shredded some of y'all's faves into pieces, but let me know what y'all think in the comments about the books, and we can have a discussion. Like, maybe I can like see from your point of view like why you thought the book was so great, and let's have a respectful discussion about it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.